As Chen Ping'an and his group walked along the desolate path, a wisp of black smoke suddenly condensed into a blurry figure beside them. The yin god revealed his true form, his face clouded and filled with remorse. His voice was hoarse as he lamented his incompetence, failing to protect them and instead sending them to the female ghost's abode. He stated that his greed for cultivation had implicated everyone, and even if he perished with the female ghost, it would be meaningless if others were lost. Chen Ping'an, not good at comforting, could only awkwardly reassure him that he had already done his best and there was no need for self-blame. Li Baoping, her eyes crinkling, mentioned her elder brother's words about the city god's consideration of yin virtue, advising the yin god that human strength is finite and that doing one's best was enough, so there was no need to be overwhelmed by guilt. The yin god was speechless, feeling somewhat awkward at the young girl's advice. Li Baoping regretted not having memorized it more carefully, otherwise she could have explained it more clearly. Chen Ping'an hesitated, silently staying by his side. The yin god's expression softened, and he requested a private conversation with Chen Ping'an. Only after Lin Shuyi and the other two had gone far away did he explain that he had been sent by old man Yang from the pharmacy to protect Li Huai. Chen Ping'an was taken aback, admitting he had previously mistakenly thought Chen was protecting Li Baoping or Lin Shuyi. The yin god's mood improved when he spoke of Liu, revealing that Liu had nearly killed the vassal king Song Changjing and even demolished a shrine to a celestial sect with his bare hands. Chen Ping'an was shocked, wondering why Liu hadn't told his son. The yin god chuckled, saying Liu was stubborn. Chen Ping'an admitted Li Huai would be overjoyed to know. The yin god then changed the subject, questioning why Chen Ping'an was willing to tell Li Baoping the truth at Pillow-in but unwilling to tell Li Huai about Liu. Chen Ping'an firmly stated that he could decide his own affairs, but since Liu didn't want to reveal it, he, as an outsider, had no right to arbitrarily break someone else's mind. The yin god nodded, finally understanding why Liu valued this boy from Mud Bottle Alley so highly. Chen Ping'an suddenly stopped, asking the yin god if his initial appearance before looking at Li Huai was unintentional. The yin god was startled, not expecting his well-hidden actions to be noticed. He quickly recovered, realizing that Chen Ping'an's meticulousness and composure were precisely why he commanded respect. The yin god didn't answer directly, only assuring Chen Ping'an not to worry, as he had no intention of harming him. Chen Ping'an smiled and ran after the group. The yin god watched his retreating figure disappear, secretly lamenting that following these children was more demanding than cultivating. The group continued on their journey, the scenery becoming increasingly desolate. The moisture dissipated, the mountain paths dried up, and flying insects swarmed. Li Huai felt a chill, for the blind old Taoist had said they would pass through the treacherous Sanji mountain, inhabited by vengeful ghosts and yin corpses. Looking at the wooden puppet and clay figure in his hands, he secretly suspected the white-clad sword immortal was deceiving him, failing to bring the clay figure to life. At dusk, Chen Ping'an stopped to build a stove and cook. Li Huai gathered some dry branches and sidled up to him, complaining that he felt Wei Jin was inferior to a Liang. Chen Ping'an ignored him, so Li Huai used painted wooden puppets to manipulate clay figures, mimicking Wei Jin begging for mercy from the female ghost. Chen Ping'an was both amused and exasperated, and could only explain that Wei Jin was a good person, but Li Huai remained unconvinced. Lin Shuyi sat on a rock, examining the mountain search map, and looked up to tell Chen Ping'an that Wei Jin seemed to look down on him. Li Baoping immediately became angry and pressed for an explanation, but Chen Ping'an calmly stated that Wei Jin's disdain had nothing to do with whether he was a good person or not. Li Huai looked puzzled in his view. Those who looked down on others could not be considered good people. While cooking, Chen Ping'an said that it was already rare for Wei Jin, a terrestrial sword immortal, to be willing to speak kindly and reasonably to them. He frankly admitted that before leaving the town, he had seen many arrogant and reckless immortals, and ultimately, to earn respect, one had to rely on oneself. He instructed the three that as Li Baoping excelled in her studies, Lin Shuyi improved his cultivation, and Li Huai grew up, they would naturally earn respect. Li Huai hurriedly said he didn't want to wait. Chen Ping'an asked him if he was willing to get up early to practice boxing and learn sword stance training. Li Huai repeatedly refused. Chen Ping'an helplessly asked why he was so impatient, knowing he was young. Li Huai was speechless. During the meal, Li Huai asked everyone if there was a shortcut to instant success. He frankly regretted not asking Wei Jin, fantasizing that he could learn a shortcut to ride a flying sword to the Sui dynasty and have everyone follow behind him. Li Baoping asked him back with a stern face. Li Huai hurriedly lied, saying that the puppet needed to eat dust, and even introduced his puppet and clay figure, deliberately changing the subject. Lin Shuyi smiled and asked where he kept the little things tucked in his books. Li Baoping immediately saw through his dislike of reading. Li Huai pretended to be confused and avoided the question. Chen Ping'an looked at Sanji Mountain and asked everyone what they wanted to buy at the market after crossing the mountain. Li Baoping said he wanted to buy miscellaneous books, Lin Shuyi wanted to buy a chess set, and Li Huai wanted to save money. Chen Ping'an smiled enigmatically. Li Huai hurriedly asked if they could cross Sanji Mountain after dark. Lin Shuyi explained that he, Chen Ping'an, and the Yinshan had agreed that if any fierce ghosts appeared at night, he would take the lead in training, while the Yinshan would observe. If no fierce ghosts appeared, they would continue their journey. As night fell, the group climbed Sanji Mountain. The mountain was relatively flat, with mass graves and tombs along the way, but nothing unusual happened. Lin Shuyi felt a pang of regret but didn't insist. After crossing Sanji Mountain, the journey became increasingly smooth. When they passed through a market, Li Baoping bought several miscellaneous books, and Lin Shuyi managed to buy a chess set. In his spare time, he would play chess with Chen Ping'an, while the Yinshan became the person he played with the most. Li Huai, annoyed by the broken books he had bought earlier, bought nothing and silently followed behind the others. Chen Ping'an wanted to practice swordsmanship, but only occasionally took out his locust wood sword to practice. He felt that he should first master his fist techniques. A Liang had once said that diligently practicing the 18 stances was the foundation of swordsmanship. Along the way, whenever he had free time, he would practice alone in stances, and his mind became increasingly calm. Not long after, Wu Yuan resigned from his position as supervisor of the kill construction, and was succeeded by Cao Ji, a talented member of the Cao family. The Cao family and the Yuan family, Wu Yuan's future father-in-law's family, were bitter enemies. Wu Yuan visited Kui Chan, suspecting that the Cao family wanted to transfer him back to the capital to be sidelined. Kui Chan calmly stated that this was not the case, saying that Wu Yuan's ability to compete with Cao Ji proved his worth, and that Cao Ji was merely trying to use him to climb the ranks. He wondered if Wu Yuan could become an obstacle, which also determined whether the Yuan family would be willing to marry their daughter to him. He added that the emperor ultimately judged people by their abilities, which enlightened Wu Yuan. Kui Chan then changed the subject, asking Wu Yuan for his opinion on Ronxio's conflict. Wu Yuan stated that although Ronxio's actions were heavy-handed, the fault lay with the other party for harassing her first, and that her father had previously intimidated cultivators, suggesting that like father, like daughter. Kui Chan impatiently interrupted, ordering Wu Yuan to thoroughly investigate the matter. The numerous coincidences were clearly not accidental. The person harassing Ronxio couldn't possibly be so reckless. Wu Yuan listened with a grave expression, not daring to slacken his efforts. Kui Chan suddenly felt sorry for himself and suggested that Wu Yuan offer himself up so he could vent his anger. After being refused, he instructed Wu Yuan to come to the capital after the Longquan matter was settled to discuss building an academy on Piyun Mountain. Wu Yuan nodded and took his leave. At the Yuan family's old residence, besides Kui Chan, a young convict named Xie Yulu had also arrived. Kui Chan had him change his name to Yulu. Yulu was cheerful and spent his days cleaning the old house with great enthusiasm. Wu Yuan always saw him busy whenever she visited, secretly suspecting he had suffered some kind of trauma. Not long after, Kui Chan brought back a dark-skinned girl, also a former convict. She had a stiff expression, ignored everyone, and was clumsy at housework. Yulu tried to be attentive to her, but was met with indifference. He ended up taking on all the housework, while the girl spent her days idly, occasionally mocking Yulu. One day, Kui Chan summoned the three of them, stating bluntly that Yulu was merely a pawn he had acquired. He then told the girl that he had rescued her from the clutches of the disgraced empress, suggesting she be given the surname Xie. Though the girl remained expressionless, anger ignited in her eyes. Suddenly, Kui Chan announced that he would henceforth be called Kui Dongshan, instructing Yulu and Xie to pack their belongings for Yefu Pass the next day. He left the refined young man in Longquan, who pleaded pitifully but was reprimanded and hurriedly left. In his study, Kui Dongshan wrote a letter advocating that Dali should prioritize classical studies and current affairs, and take control of the Imperial Academy. After finishing, he was consumed by rage, cursing himself in the capital for being stingy and ordering him to become a student. Finally, he burst into tears like a child. At dawn, the carriage stopped outside the old house. Yulu and Xie Sue waited with their bundles on their backs. Kui Dongshan, dressed in a white robe, stepped out and sent a servant to fetch Wang Yifo to be the driver, while he occupied the carriage alone. After Wang Yifo arrived, the carriage set off, and from inside came the sound of Kui Dongshan reciting elementary lessons, a stark contrast. An hour later, Kui Dongshan stopped the carriage and walked alone to the hillside, where Kui Minghuang of Guanhu Academy was already waiting. Kui Dongshan told him that building an academy on Piyun Mountain was imperative and would yield results within 6 months, promising him the position of vice headmaster. Kui Minghuang breathed a sigh of relief and promised not to disappoint. Kui Dongshan then instructed him to keep the porcelain doll boy hidden away in the new academy. This boy's cultivation would progress rapidly, as he was the subject of Kui Dongshan's painstaking efforts. He also instructed him to associate with Old Man Yang, avoid provoking Ruan Qiong, keep an eye on the Li brothers, and deal with Wu Yuan only on the grounds of fact. Kui Minghuang tentatively inquired about Wu Yuan's identity. Kui Dongshan frankly admitted that Wu Yuan was a person of the disgraced empress who preferred to choose those who were easy to control. He also claimed that he had given Wu Yuan a chance, but if Wu Yuan leaked secrets, he would kill him. Kui Dongshan turned and descended the mountain, telling Kui Minghuang that he had also set a trap for him and that he would have to figure out when he faced a life or death decision. Kui Minghuang was full of fighting spirit, saying that the joy of life lay in such things. Kui Dongshan sighed, noting that he had 3 disciples: Kui Minghuang, Wu Yuan, and the porcelain man boy, and it was up to fate to decide. As Kui Dongshan walked, he muttered to himself, worried that Chen Ping'an would kill him if he knew the truth. Suddenly, his eyes lit up, and he decided to shift the blame to Kui Chan in the capital. He was now Kui Dongshan, and had nothing to do with Kui Chan. Kui Dongshan's current body was originally an inn where his soul resided. Years ago, in order to personally visit the Lizhu cave heaven, he had separated his soul and entered this young boy's body, thus creating 2 Kui Chans in the world. He lost to Qi Jingchun, and the old scholar severed his connection with his original body, forcing him to study and even making him a student of Chen Ping'an. Kui Dongshan was filled with resentment and grievance. The carriage stopped outside the post station, and Kui Dongshan stood on the roof, eagerly waiting. Wang Yifu, Yu Lu, and Xie Xie waited for him. Soon after, Wang Yifu bid farewell to the 3. Xie Xie spoke indifferently, and Yu Lu tried to help him out, only to be mocked by Xie Xie. At the same time, Chen Ping'an and his group were heading south when a white-clad youth with a cinnabar birthmark on his brow rushed over, enthusiastically declaring that he wanted to be Chen Ping'an's student. He threatened to die in front of Chen Ping'an if he wasn't accepted, and even wanted to erect a tombstone inscribed with Chen Ping'an's disciple's tombstone. Chen Ping'an was stunned for a long time before asking his real name. The youth laughed and said his name was Kui Dongshan, urging Chen Ping'an to observe him for a while, boasting about his extensive knowledge and familiarity with the customs and culture of the Sui dynasty, and how he could be of great help. But no matter what he said, Chen Ping'an remained unmoved.